Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel and another weekly watches. Quite a lot to go through this week. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 this week. So yeah, quite a lot. So we'll get started. First off, I watched the Limey, Terence Stamp, Steven Soderbergh film. You got Peter Fonda in there as well. About criminal. He's just got out of prison and he's found out that something happened to his daughter in LA where she lived. So he goes over to LA and basically he's just there to try and find out what happened to her. So it's kind of like a crime thriller, I would say, with some good performances, especially from Terence Stamp, who is always great. But it's like I said on the stream, in terms of Soderbergh films, it's not the strongest in my opinion. He's done better. It just left something to be desired. Something was missing from it, I think. And the ending was a bit of a letdown. I won't go into the ending, but disappointed me ever so slightly. But yeah, if you like your crime thrillers, still worth the watch, I'd say. Still going to keep this one in the collection. Yeah, that one is the Limey. I then followed get my words out. Then followed that up with what's probably my highlight of the week, I'm gonna say. And this was a Sam recommendation, as was the Limey. And it was Control, the story of Ian Curtis, who was the lead singer for Joy Division in the late 70s. It's got a great soundtrack. All about really his story, his life, very tragic, about his rise to fame and then what happened to him, obviously. I won't go into too much details in case you're not familiar with it. About his relationship with his wife, obviously, as I said, the rise to fame of the group itself. And yeah, really good film, really good decision to shoot it in black and white as well, I thought. Thoroughly enjoyed this. One of the best music biopics I've seen in some time now. And yeah, if you like music biopics, then it's one that I can highly recommend to you. That is Control. Next up was my watch pile pick of the week, which was of course Elvis in Blue Hawaii. And if you watched my watch pile video, you'll know my full thoughts. I wasn't a fan of this. Just not for me, not my type of film. And because of that, it's not staying in the collection, unfortunately. I'd rather it went to a home where someone appreciated it. As much as I do enjoy Elvis's music, his films just, well, from this, it just wasn't for me. It just felt like they chucked Elvis in something and told him to sing some of his songs. There wasn't a lot of story to it. It was nice to look at, I suppose. But other than that, it just didn't do anything for me. So yeah, not one that I will be keeping in the collection. That one, Blue Hawaii. Next up, I had a rewatch of one of my favourite films of all time. I had my driving test last Wednesday, so wanted a film to psych me up a bit before. And you're probably thinking this is not the type of film that you would think would psych someone up. But it did, because I passed, so it obviously worked. But it is Titanic. Yeah, absolutely love this film. Just one of the best love stories ever put to screen, in my opinion. Just the historical aspect to it, the love story, like I said, mixed in the fictional aspect of it, just fascinates me. I just absolutely love this. It just doesn't get old for me. Just absolutely adore this film. All the characters in there. Yeah, just such an interesting, just great film. Yeah, Titanic, adore that film. I have got the slipcover, but I'm not going to show it because it may trigger you because of the way it was being stored at one stage. The slipcover's not in great condition. It might even be one that I've been. To be honest, actually, I'm probably going to get rid of this because I went to put the 4K on and it didn't work. Don't know why, I just didn't want to play. So I'm going to have to get a replacement 4K for this, so I'll probably just end up I mean, getting rid of it. I mean, only the Blu-ray works in this, so it's going to be, you can't really sell it, but yeah, Titanic. Next up we have, I had a watch along with Sam in the week. We didn't really know what we were going to watch until we got to it, and I suggested this because this is one that I've seen numerous times and Sam had never seen before, so I thought I'd put Sam onto it. And it's A Walk to Remember. It's directed by Adam Shankman, Nicholas Sparks adaptation, Mandy Moore, Shane West. I didn't tell Sam anything about this going into it. I think that would have been best. He, like me, thought it was quite an emotional film, which it is. Yeah, kind of about unexpected love, that sort of thing. It's your coming of age type thing. Got a really good soundtrack as well. I've spoken about this many times on the channel before. Yeah, I got this on DVD years back now and watched it twice within the space of a week. And then I haven't actually gone back to it since, I don't think. But I picked up the Blu-ray quite a while ago now. So yeah, thought it was a good chance to give this one a watch. So yep, and as I said, I believe Sam also thoroughly enjoyed this one. So that is A Walk to Remember. Next up, another highlight of the week for me, one that I thoroughly enjoyed, and it is a film called The Comedian, a Taylor Hackford film. And as you can see, you've got an incredible cast. You've got Robert De Niro, Leslie Mann, Danny DeVito, Edie Falco, Charles Grodin, Cloris Leachman, Patti LuPone and Harvey Keitel. It's about an aging comedian who's kind of seen better days. He's not doing too well in his career. An incident happens which means that he has to do community service at a local church. Whilst he's doing community service, he meets Leslie Mann's character, who he kind of takes a shine to. She's not a big fan of him really, but they kind of start to form this sort of relationship come friendship. She introduces him to her father, played by Harvey Keitel, who's this like big hotshot real estate mogul down in Florida. And they kind of help each other find inspiration in life. You've got Danny DeVito, who plays his brother. Patti LuPone plays his sister-in-law. Don't really get on. They don't really have too much to do with each other, but they don't get along. Because whenever he's going to Danny DeVito's character, it's usually just for money. You've got Edie Falco's character, who plays his agent, who at this stage is just doing it because she's been with him for so long. But yeah, really good, heartwarming, very funny film. Under the radar, very underrated, I would say. This is the American DVD, which I paid about £20 for, which I looked on eBay. That is about the cheapest you can get it on physical, I believe. But if you just want to check it out, I'd recommend looking for it on streaming, because it was a really good film. It's just one that I kind of blind bought on physical, but really enjoyed. So yeah, that is The Comedian. Next up we have I Start Counting, starring Jenny Agutter, directed by David Green on the BFI label. This one has been doing the rounds recently, and the premise is interesting. It's just, I think it was a mixture of the heat we've been having in the UK and just the story itself. I just wasn't fully engaged with this one. It follows a young schoolgirl, played by Jenny Agutter, who's kind of got this unhealthy obsession with her older brother, foster brother, played by Brian Marshall. She just absolutely adores him, just, yeah, in love with him, head over heels sort of thing. Obviously, although he's an adult and she's a child, so it's a bit weird. And there is this serial killer going around killing these teenage girls, and she starts to suspect that her brother could have something to do with this, and decides to try and find out herself. Yeah, it was good. I said this to Stuart, unfortunately I just don't think I'm a big Jenny Agutter fan. I've seen her in 2 films now, and obviously I used to watch her in Call the Midwife, which she just doesn't do anything for me, and unfortunately She didn't do anything for me in American Werewolf in London. She was alright, she was there. I didn't dislike her by any means, but she just doesn't wow me like I think she does with Stuart. She didn't do anything for me in this either. She was just okay. But yeah, it was a good film. Like I said, because of the weather, I would like to give it a watch again, because as I say, my attention was kind of on and off, as it was with quite a few of these latter films, because of the heatwave we've been having. It's just been really difficult to concentrate on films. But yeah, that is, I start counting. I'm trying to get through them quickly because I'm on a bit of a tight schedule. I'm going to the cinema in a bit to see 28 Years Later. So want to make sure I've got this done, try and get it uploaded before I get to the cinema. And we've still got, how many have we got left? 5, is it? 5, I think. Next up, I know Sam watched this the other day as well, and this was one of the ones in conversation of us doing a watch along of. But Sam said he watched it, really good. So I thought, I'll give it a watch as well. And it is Waitress, starring Kerry Russell, about a small town diner waitress, works in like this pie diner. She has big dreams of making her own, like opening her own pie shop, because she's great at making pies, always thinking of new pie recipes. And she wants to win this big contest to open her own shop. But her husband's very abusive, I suppose is the correct word, emotionally more than anything else. And she is scared to leave him, to go on her dreams. She meets the new like doctor of the town, who kind of gives her the push to kind of go for her dreams. And yeah, really nice, heartwarming, uplifting film most of the time. You got Nathan Fillion, who plays the doctor, Cheryl Hines, who plays one of her friends that also works at the diner. Got Adrienne Shelley, who also wrote and directed this film, who plays her other friend that works at the diner. A little bit behind the scenes, which I found a bit interesting about this film. So written and directed by Adrienne Shelley, and she was unfortunately killed a few months before this premiered at Sundance, in a horrible way. She was basically murdered. It was staged to look like a suicide. She was only 40, I believe. Still don't know exactly what happened. They caught the person that did it. But yeah, I find stuff like that, true crime sort of stuff, linked to films quite interesting, and I didn't know that. I'm very sad that this was the only real film that, because this was, I suppose, this would have gone on to do bigger things, because she had done a few films before this, but nothing on this level, and I think she could have gone on to have a really great career. So very sad that is. You've got Eddie Jemison in this, who plays her character, Adrienne Shelley's character's love interest, who you may know him from the Ocean's trilogy. Jeremy Sisto, who plays Kerry Russell's character's husband. And you've also got Andy Griffith, who's probably best known for doing his own show, The Andy Griffith Show, in the 50s. And he was the original Matlock in the 80s and 90s. Nice to see him pop up in this. He was like the owner of the diner that she worked in. And yeah, really good film, like I said. Another highlight of the week for me. Thoroughly enjoyed this. And yeah, made me really want to have some sort of pie after watching this. But yeah, that is Waitress, which I followed up with another one that I think Sam watched recently. I picked this up recently for £1 in CEX. I watched something easy and short to watch to end the night on. So I put on The X, starring Zach Braff, Jason Bateman and Amanda Peet. About a couple played by Zach Braff and Amanda Peet. He loses his job and she's just given birth to their first, I think is it son, I believe. So they move out of the big city to her hometown, where her father, played by the excellent, as always, Charles Grodin, gives him a job at his local firm, and at this job he's basically put under Jason Bateman's character, who, as you can see, is in a wheelchair. He used to be in a relationship with Amanda Peet's character, so he's quite jealous that he lost that, and he's now got Zach Braff's character to compete with. So he's kind of trying to do whatever he can to make it hell for him to work there for his life. And you can kind of expect the sort of stuff that goes on. You got Mia Farrow in this. You got Donald Logue, Amy Poehler, Amy Adams. Really good, solid cast in this one. And yeah, really funny film, past the time, just under an hour and a half. Easy watching. Yeah, most I can say about that one, just a pleasant watch. The X. Next up, we've got one of Roy's recommendations from last week's weekly watches for his channel, obviously. It's called Across 110th Street, stars Anthony Quinn, Yaphet Kotto. It's your typical 70s cop thriller detective sort of film set in New York about this basically robbery that's happened by this gang, and you've got Anthony Quinn and Yaphet Kotto's cops who team up with each other to try and get to the bottom of it. And it's your paint by number 70s cop film. It's exactly what you expect, but it's a lot of fun. Really good film. Again, another one that I was kind of affected by the heat when I was watching this one, so I feel it deserves to be watched again at some point in the future. But what I saw of it, I did really enjoy. Thought it was really good. See it. That's Across 110th Street. Another one that unfortunately fell victim to the heat. I just was in and out of this more than any film that I watched this week. It's The Go-Between, another Roy recommendation. Julie Christie, Alan Bates, Edward Fox. Who else is in this? Michael Redgrave. You've also got Michael Gough in this one as well. Screenplay written by Harold Pinter. And yeah, I think I've seen the remake they did for the BBC about 10 years ago now. I watched that and I remember really enjoying it. So I thought I'd delve into this one because Roy had really recommended it, praised it a few weeks back. And like I said, the bits I saw of this, I did really like, because I like these sorts of things. But I say I was, the first 15 minutes to 20 minutes, I was really engaged. Then the heat completely got to me and I just lost it. And then I kind of came back towards the end. But I do think I need to watch this again to give it a fair judgment. But what I saw of it, like I said, I did really enjoy. So that is The Go-Between. And the final film of the week, which I've literally just finished, and another really good surprise, again, was a Roy recommendation. Where the Crawdads Sing, one that's been sat on the shelves for a while now. One that I intended to see at the cinema when it came out, but I just missed it. But really liked it. It's sort of a romantic drama, I would say. It's based on a book. It's about a young girl who's basically been abandoned by her entire family. She's had to raise herself in like the marshlands in North Carolina. For years, the whole town call her the Marsh Girl, make up loads of stupid rumours about her. Excuse me. But she's drawn to two young men who kind of open her up to the world, show her ways. But then one day, one of them is found dead at the bottom of this big watchtower. And she is the one and only suspect to his death. And it kind of turns into this sort of courtroom drama. David Strathairn, great actor, plays her lawyer in this. And it's just showing her life. It's mainly told from when she's a child up until obviously this thing happens and she's in the court trying to prove that she had nothing to do with it. And yeah, really enjoyed this. Thought it was a really solid film. One of those films that you just don't see get made anymore, but I personally really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is Where the Crawdads Sing. As all of the watches this week, just under 20 minutes, which I think is a perfect time to get them done, and I'll just be getting ready to go out now. So yep, if you've seen any of those ones, let me know down in the comment section what you think of them. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that's it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.